San Francisco!
Here we go again. Week 16's in the books. I see my boy DoorDash right now, sponsored by. We're not sponsored, but DoorDash, you need to sponsor us. But as you see, my boy Mario, how rated out he is right now. He has a lot to say today, and I can't wait to get to that game so he can talk. But we're gonna start off with Thursday again. You know, this is a Friday, so I don't even know who played yesterday. We'll get there when we get there.
Uh, Tennessee, Dallas, which we have to talk about that one too.
All
Tennessee
right,
and Dallas. Tennessee lost the Cowboys, leading Jacksonville Jaguars wide open to
all right.
claim AFC South.
So
Hoping this is gonna happen.
Speaking of Jacksonville, we're gonna talk about them right now. As they won 19-3 last Thursday against the Jets. The Jets, little by little, are literally just like unraveling. Like they had something going, and now their quarterback situation is not what it is. So I'll let y'all talk about this one. Y'all both Jacksonville fans.
Oh, should I-
The Jets are a team that's just a quarterback away.
Yeah.
Really, they have a fantastic, I feel, top 5 defense in the league.
They're
Their
on
offense is
on
solid.
on most rankings of
They,
defensive. They're number 2.
yeah, they have a solid receiving core. They're a quarterback away. I don't think what's his name? What's that
Zach
guy's name,
Wilson.
bro? He ain't the guy. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback either. To be real with you,
Mhm.
I don't think he's the guy. I think Trevor Lawrence did what he had to do against what was a good defense, which is just not make a mistake and let his guys make plays. Um, I think the Jags are a team that are now becoming a team that's for real. And I think they're going to make noise in the playoffs. And if they're matched up against Baltimore, regardless of Lamar Jackson or not, Jaguars are going to win that game. And I'll make that bet. I will make that bet.
I agree. I'm with you all the way, Mario. Everything you
Go.
said is accurate. I think good coaching also puts into play because I'm not. This team isn't drastically different than what Urban Meyer had last year, but
Yeah.
of course, a couple pieces here and there, and then a good head coach, Super Bowl winning caliber head coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was his? Oh, Doug was gonna talk about first. Damn it. He was in Kansas City for a while. Then obviously won the Super Bowl with
The
the Eagles,
Eagles.
and
Hmm.
just yeah, so much. And I'm big, especially with my team. So much can change with good coaching. And what I see out of Jacksonville is ahead of where we thought they were. This was supposed to be a rebuilding type season, and they will make noise. So I have nothing
Yeah,
more to say. The Jets,
yeah.
Zach Wilson, never my guy. Said from the beginning, Zach Wilson was trash. And when I was watching all the Jets fans at the beginning of the season saying this is it, Zach Wilson's the man, I was saying, what are y'all seeing that I just what am I?
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said he's not an NFL quarterback.
I
I
don't think he is.
100% agree. I think he's a guy who had a lot of good opportunities and moms to smash, and it all just worked until it stopped working, and it has stopped working. So that's
Yeah.
all I have to say on this matter.
I'll
I think
give it
he's
to you
too.
guys.
I think he's too immature. I
Yeah,
just think he's too immature for the quarterback position. When you get a quarterback, the main thing you want, granted, you know these guys are coming out of college 20, 21, 22 years old, but like you want a quarterback who's mature for their age.
Right.
And I don't think he shows that. You know what I mean? Trevor Lawrence, like the contrast in personalities between Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson alone, not even their play style, how they play, what their talent level is or whatever, is so drastically different. Like when you look at Trevor Lawrence, that's a grown ass man. You know he's an adult, you know he's mature, you know he's making adult decisions. When you see Zach Wilson, like I just see a kid that's
Yeah.
playing a sport with men that should not be playing a sport with men.
I'll give it to you guys.
Like that's
I'll
how
give
I
it to
look
you
at it.
guys. I'll give it to you guys about the Jaguars. I'm I'm not too as high as you guys are, especially with that playoff take that y'all had. The thing that I agree with y'all is they do have a few more pieces. But when I say pieces, I'm talking about just veterans. They have the right
Yeah.
youth of stars there to grow, right? You just need those savvy vets, you know, bring some people from the Eagles down here to teach them the ways, you know what I mean? Like some those kind of you don't need like ultra talent. They have the talent there. It's just you got to
And
groom
you
them.
bring you bring a coach in that knows the formula to win.
Yes.
In Doug Peterson, like he knows what it takes to get to the postseason. He knows what it takes to get to the Super Bowl. Urban Meyer, great college coach, should never have been in the NFL, ever.
Yeah, he lost that locker room.
I was confused when they had him last year. I don't. I think they're college coaches who should just be college coaches. I think he's one of them. I think Dabo Sweeney's another guy who should probably just stay in college. But you get a bunch of guys like that
Yeah.
who just who can, because you think about it, the turnover rate in college is so quick. So whatever their spiel is, their whole thing, that last 2 or 3 years, it gets reset with new bodies coming in every so on and so often. Like it's hard to do that when you got guys who are there 5, 6, 7 years seeing the same old bullshit, and then they start tuning you out. And with Aaron Meyer, they started tuning him out after the first week.
It's grown men too, by the way. you,
Yeah,
you
it's grown ass men with families, lives, experiences who are in their 30s who have been doing this thing for a while. They're not gonna they've been doing this for so long. Like you know when someone is for real or if someone's a fraud, and they pegged Urban Meyer for a fraud quick.
I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. How high you guys were on this team? Of course, we'll talk about the Lions later. But this next game is the Atlanta Falcons lose 9-17 to the Baltimore Ravens. Nothing much to say. Again, uh, what's his name? Huntley was starting, so it wasn't like Lamar is there. I do like I said about our talks on the side about the Jaguars Ravens. If they do match up, I just don't see them losing twice to the Jaguars in 1 year. I just don't see it, especially for 1 point. That was a pretty good game too, by the way. I forgot what week 5 or something like that. I just
Yeah.
can't see it.
But I just want to say is the only thing I have to say about what you just said is at that time or that part of the season, week 5, Trevor Lawrence still was trying to find his zone. Trevor
Right?
Lawrence didn't really take off till after that London game.
Oh
That's
yeah,
when
absolutely.
Trevor Lawrence, something just clicked in Trevor Lawrence. So
But and the,
that
and
week
the,
5
with,
team
with
that beat the Ravens is not the same team that would face up against the Ravens.
Where's
The
Trevor Lawrence
Ravens
uh,
never.
Falcons game is
It,
fucking pointless talk.
it took Trevor Lawrence a second, but the kid knows how to read a defense now. The man knows how to read a defense
and you
now,
guys, you
and
guys hit it
and
on the head. They have a coach.
because like if you listen to an interview a couple, like I think it was last year with Patrick Mahomes, he didn't learn how to read a defense until like year two or year 3, and he was like, I finally learned how to read defenses the way you're supposed to read them in the NFL, and that
Which,
that alone, I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence
yeah,
is going to be disgusting.
and but everyone knew that. They said there was 3 drafts or 4 drafts that it was a shoe in at quarterback that you were getting a good product and you knew you weren't gambling.
Yeah,
John Elway, Dan Marino, then Andrew Luck, and then it's this kid, Trevor Lawrence. It's like you knew what you were getting, like the face value, everything. You just knew that Trevor Lawrence was gonna be great. Took him a while, but he's also spoiled because he has Doug Peterson. Like that is a perfect match
exactly.
made in heaven. Like think about it. He won it with Nick Foles for crying out loud. He had Carson Wentz as an MVP caliber. What do you think he's gonna do with this brand new toy? Like,
Yeah,
and that guy is really good. Let's go to this game because I like this team. You guys like this team as well. I've been saying it all year. The Detroit Lions, they lose to the Panthers 23-37. But I like from the beginning, I've always said, look, you're gonna end up respecting this team when you play them. It's not the old 0-16 Lions, but hey, Panthers won 37-23. It was an ugly, ugly
Damn,
game for them. But
damn,
I don't have anything else to say.
damn. I needed the Panthers to win. The Panthers heard my cries. The Panthers won. I think more than anything else, you need to consider letting Steve Wilkes coach for a season. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Um, after they fired Matt Rule and Steve Wilkes took over, this Panthers team is overproducing. This
They're
Panthers team, we this was a top three draft, to me a top three draft pick team. And looking at them today, I'm I don't know.
hey, the the NFC South is up for grabs too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
I I I feel this game was less about what the Panthers did and more of what the deficiencies defensively are in Detroit.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
That
go! Why the fuck would you stop on a yellow, bitch?
Oh my god!
Sorry.
No,
Oh,
you
it
good.
turned yellow and they hit their fucking brakes.
oh man.
But
Hey,
I felt it was more of the offense wasn't bad. The offense was fine, but they just have too many holes on the defense to put it all together.
if
And
you
I
think
think
about it, they don't
with,
have
with
they- their defense
minus
sucks.
Hutchinson, really, like their defense is very below. It's bad,
It's bad.
but
It's really bad.
you you take the free agency, you take the draft, and you retune that defense, and they'll be all right next year. There are a few plug pieces in on the defense from being complete. I think offensively they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Offensively,
You know they want to
you
keep up.
don't need to do much offensively.
They
I think
want
you'll
to
be all right.
keep
But defensively, they're going to need to address some pieces there. So
Definitely on the defensive side. There's only two people I like on that defense. You said one of them, Aiden Hudson, and I'm a real big fan of Jeff Okuda. Like I don't know why, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
fan. I like
I
him.
forgot he was there. Yeah, no, that's super
Yeah.
nice. It took him a year and a half to kind of like figure it out. He'll be all right.
All right. So we're going to this next game. Buffalo, of course, expected. They won 35-13 against the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears at 3-12. I wonder who they're gonna draft because that's the only thing they can look forward to right now. The
Yeah.
Ba- the Buffalo Bills again. I keep saying this every week. Slowly but surely seeing the Kings. In the beginning of the year, they were like this invincible team. Josh Allen MVP. Blah blah blah. Now like, of course they won. Yes, it's the Bears. No offense,
Yeah.
but I don't see what people see in this team as much as everyone else does.
I just
I don't see this team in the Super Bowl. Like I don't.
I don't
think
either.
a lot of people feel the same way you do. At the beginning of the season, how they were built, it was up for grabs.
Go.
But I'm gonna ask a question because I don't know the answer. Who's the head coach of Buffalo?
Oh man,
McDermott, I think.
I forgot how.
Is a question.
I'm pretty sure it's McDermott.
I don't know his name.
I don't know what's going on, but this team is underperforming, and I
Sean
understand the
McDermott.
record. Yeah, they're underperforming, and whenever I see a team with the talent and all this, and they consistently underperform, the first thing I look at is the coach.
They're
Um,
also a one dimensional team. I've been saying that for weeks.
They don't
Like
have
they're
a
a
run
very
game.
one dimensional team. They're a one dimensional team, and Von Miller, who was not just the best player on the defense, was also the heart and soul in that defense, is out. So
Yeah.
it's hard to be a favorite when you can't run the ball effectively, because at that point in time you just become predictable. When you can't run the ball effectively, that takes away unpredictability, that takes away play actions. They know what you're going to do the whole game, and it makes it a little bit more manageable to contain an offense like that. So
All right. What'd you say? All right.
Josh Allen
All right.
at the
So,
beginning of
oh yeah, go ahead, cause I can't really hear you.
the beginning of the season, when Josh Allen started, it was his MVP to lose, and he lost it.
yeah,
I don't hear anybody talking about. I mean, granted, it happens every season. People are going to overperform. People are going to underperform. But I don't hear anybody saying, "Oh man, Josh Allen for MVP." He lost it.
That and deservingly so because this guy is like he's the new age Brett Favre to me. Like he's just a gunslinger. he's gonna throw picks every time. Like if you look at his stats, he's throwing for every 2 touchdowns, he's throwing a pick or something like that. I'll look it up again. But every time I watch him play, I always see it. You look at Mahomes, every time he throws it, you're not like, oh shit, is that a pick? You're surprised that he got a pick. Like anytime Mahomes throws a pick, it's like, oh shit. If he does, it's just like, okay, that's another one that he does again. I mean, they're gonna make some noise in the playoffs, yes, but I capped them off at the conference championship. I cap them off. My homeboy is just too much, especially not having
Well,
Tyreek.
I think I'm sorry to interrupt. I think the big thing is this matchup next week or this weekend. I'm very interested to see how this plays out because they play Cincy this weekend, and I want to
Ooh.
know if Josh. I want to know who's better. I want to. I know in my opinion, I think Burrow's better, but here's your first test, Josh Allen, to see if you're really a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. And as of right now, the answer is you're not. You're a like you said, a Brett Favre. Brett Favre won one Super Bowl. Won one Super Bowl.
Yeah,
All that talent.
Yep.
it's
So
just he just gambles a lot. That's why. But I gotta move on with this because I hate talking about the Bills anyway. This next game, the Saints, who was also in the fight for the NFC South at 6-9, win 17-10 against the Browns. I don't have nothing to say about this. I just want to like just focus, like let everyone know to keep an eye out on that bad division to see who comes out because both the Panthers and Saints are trending the right way, while the Bucks are not. They're going backwards. They're looking horrible, even though they won. They're not looking like they're gonna keep this division. Like those two coming up right now, 6-9. Who knows what happens these next 2 weeks? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't got much to say on that game really. Besides,
I
it's crazy that Andy Dalton threw only 15 times for 92 yards. That's wild.
I just thought
Wild to
Deshaun
me.
Watson would play a little better. That's it.
All right. So we're going to this next game, a team that you were high on, of course, Ty, with the Seahawks, but now you're not because you need them to lose so you can keep your seeding. So we have them losing to the Chiefs 24-10. Uh I ain't got nothing. All I want to say is this though. After watching 16 weeks of the Chiefs, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, what is Mahomes gonna do without Tyreek?" People forgot that Tyreek wasn't even his number one option. It was always Travis Kelsey. He always had Travis Kelsey, and this year it proved it. Like you can have those nice little toys out there, but like I've always said, for young quarterbacks, you always want a tight end. You always want that, and for Mahomes to have the best tight end, yeah, I'm a Kittle bias, but I have to admit, like, man, Travis Kelsey could do it all, and it sucks for a Raider fan to watch him 2 years. I mean, 2 times a year. The man is he's just nice. He's too nice.
Yeah. He's the best tight end in the league, man. And but when it's all said and done, he's probably going to be the best tight end to ever play the game,
He's
which
chasing
is
it.
crazy because Rob Gronkowski was that guy, and like that title, he's going to hold that title for all of 15 minutes. And
Hmm.
I think Travis Kelsey's just the better player. But the difference between Kelsey and Gronkowski is I think Gronkowski was a better blocker. But other than that, but like it doesn't. Who cares? Like that's just gravy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think the Seahawks offensively with Geno Smith are showing that they are they are who I thought they were, which is a team with a limited quarterback that you can't lean on like that. You know what I mean? And when you lean on Geno Smith to throw more than 25 times a game, this is like I don't think they can compete like that. I think you need
No.
all the pieces around you to do that.
Fuck
So
no.
I don't hate Geno Smith. I
I
have
just
nothing against Geno
I
Smith. I just think like I've said before, I just think he's a limited quarterback.
go ahead, Ty, before I
I
go, because
think
I have something to say.
I think he's a good quarterback. I think Seattle, regardless, is in a way better position. I think Geno deserves another contract. I think Geno. I think they need more weapons. I think Seattle needs more to build around Geno.
They have a lot of weapons up there, bro.
Yeah, they have a lot of weapons.
Okay, let me
Metcalf, they got Noah
Noah
Fant, they got
Fant,
Marquise Goodwin,
Kenneth
don't
Walker.
don't
Kenneth
put it
Walker.
on
They
Gino.
have good weapons around them.
So let me rephrase that. Don't put it on Gino.
Jimmy G him, basically.
That's
If
what I
you
was saying.
not
That's what I
Gino
mean by he's limited.
play, it's not
I,
Gino.
man, you're breaking up, bro. You're probably over there in the
Gino
field.
has
You're breaking up, dog.
the no, no, no. Jimmy G has never had the second highest completion rating in his career.
Listen, this is how you know his is breaking up because he's talking about something that we just said like
I'm
30
not.
seconds ago. But I'll
Yeah.
tell you like this, because while he's doing his delivery right now, what I didn't notice is this: Broncos just fired their coach, right? They
Yep.
fired the coach, and Russ is playing poor. Yet, look what Geno Smith's doing in Seattle. Was it that Russ was good, or was it the system that he was in Seattle that protected his what he couldn't get protected at when he went to Denver? I mean, I'm looking at it like this: that system up there in the Pacific Northwest is probably the reason why Geno has a resurgence in his career, and it shows a proof that that Russ, because even his teammates used to say that too. A lot of his teammates hated him. Like, not hate him, but like they, they they threw shade at him, and it's starting to do that in Denver. But I just wanted to put flowers to Pete Carroll and his coaching staff because no one saw Geno Smith doing this. You know what I mean? No one ever saw that happening. But you are absolutely right. I
Yeah.
agree with you. Geno Smith, he's not your franchise quarterback, but he can do. He's like a Jared Goff. Like he can get it done. He can get it done for you.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that.
You just
Now,
can't lean on them like that.
exactly. You can only do that for like five. I want to say five, 5 to 7 quarterbacks can say that. But I have to go to this next game. The only reason why I don't want to go too fast into this next game is because Washington's over here delivering his DoorDash, and it's his team. We're gonna talk about the 8-6-1 Giants losing at a record field goal. Like these guys had to record a record to beat the Giants, 24-27 with the Vikings. Again, I keep telling people the Vikings team is just like the Buffalo Bills to me. They're all what is it? Glitz and glamour. Like they look cool. Jettas is the guy, right? He's the single season wide receiver record for them. And it's crazy to say because Randy Moss, and Chris Carter were there. But Vikings winning by a field goal, cool. That's cool. But I really have nothing to say about this game more than just they won off of a record field goal. Oh Lord, go ahead,
What's up? Bro,
wipes.
This should not have been as close as a game. I don't know if it should have been as close a game as it was, but the Vikings, where they're struggling with, or more so the
Now go.
average teams, I don't think these guys
Stop.
are for real, like at all. Kudos to the
Go.
Giants for staying in it. Unfortunately, they lost by that field goal, and I just think the Vikings are not it.
They're
And
not it.
I think they're gonna be a first round bounce in the playoffs.
Bruh,
Here
bruh,
we
can you
go.
hear me? Because I heard what you said. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. That was some fucking bullshit. Fuck that 60-yarder. That was some fucking bullshit. My heart broke.
It was a record. That's what's crazy about it. I took more out of this game of the Giants than the Vikings. This
All
bro
right. Number two.
overperforming. Go ahead.
No,
All
go
right.
ahead. This fucking single.
All right. So they're overperforming to what is expected. Everyone saw
Put it.
this Giants team as a 500 team coming in, and they overperformed. Shout out to Dabo and the whole coaching staff, the players, everything.
I'm gonna
The
let you
Giants
continue.
are.
I really want.
I really can't hear nothing that Washington's saying. But I'm gonna keep
No.
talking about the Giants. Um, Again, you want to talk about a one-dimensional team? No offense, but it's your running back or bust for that team. It really is.
They like I said it early on. The Giants are going to live and die by what Saquon does, and I think I think it might be time to find yourselves a new quarterback. Hey,
I like him.
there's one for sale soon anyway, so you know.
Nah, they want Lamar
Hello,
Jackson.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Fuck.
we
All
can hear
right.
you.
We can hear you.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. I've not been a Daniel Jones defender at all, but he's not as bad as y'all say he is. Okay, and that's when he's mobile. Daniel Jones literally only had maybe one or two bad plays. Granted, one of them was a pick, but as a whole, he played well. Um, I want to edit what you said. I think the Giants don't live and die with our running back. I think the Giants live or die through the run game because when Daniel Jones runs
Yeah.
these play actions and all that, it becomes that's where Daniel Jones is making his case to be an NFL quarterback. To be an NFL quarterback. I will say I don't. I when the season started, I thought Daniel Jones was the biggest piece of ass ever. Now I just think he's not. I don't think he's the best option. I think you keep him if you can because I think there's a lot more potential for Danny Dimes. But if we can find a better quarterback, hold on.
If you do
DJ,
that,
are you
if you
make
do
sure
that,
this
it,
is yes.
if you do that,
There you go.
I was
just
like,
think
hey,
about the think about that quarterback, Danny Dimes, right? Like, if he's your backup, that's a plus. If you go and get you a Lamar Jackson, if
yeah,
you if you go and get Derek Carr, if you go and get someone like that, right? That caliber that can actually elevate you to another stature, and have Danny Dimes as your backup. That Danny Dimes to me, I think he is like in that 15 to 20 when it comes to quarterbacks. I want to put him in that little back end of the top 20, but he's not that bad, and he's actually pretty fast for running. I like a lot of people don't see that, but to me, I'm like
That's
when I watch him scramble, I'm like, bro, he is pretty fast.
yeah.
Underrated speed, like for
No,
real.
Daniel Jones is he's not a bad quarterback. I just think, and you know what? I will say everything about the Giants. To sit here and grade the Giants is very unfair because we have no starting cornerback. We have no We're on our third, fourth, and fifth wide receivers. The line it's gotten better, but we've been rotating out the line and not like getting dudes reps. Every week's a fucking new injury. You know, our I think our defense. What scares me more than anything else is there's a possibility Wink Martindale will not be there next year.
Why? What do you think?
And if Wink
He's gonna get his
Martindale is
own
not
coach?
be, I don't know. That's it's out there. Just like the biggest name on the coaching market coming up is Bellamy. Well, Sean Payton, excuse me, Sean Payton, and what was it Bill Bellamy? Is that how the fucking what is that his name? The Chiefs,
Oh no,
Bill Bellamy.
Eric
oh,
Bien
Bieniemy, Eric
Eric
Bieniemy.
Bieniemy.
I don't. There we go. And him, he's gonna be top. One of the top recruit guys because he should have been
This
got a
man
shot.
said Bill Bellamy.
So
That's a comedian.
first off, fuck you. I got a lot going on. I just got a $10 order, so fuck that. That's kind of more important right now. But yeah,
Ah.
um, I know we kind of took this game for a while. We talked about this game for a while, and I appreciate you, trying to give me a chance to speak. The Vikings are a piece of shit. Who I don't know how the fuck they made it this far. Justin Jefferson is a generational talent. Uh, they have a lot of good pieces. The problem, point blank, is Kirk is not your guy. Kirk is a
He-
solid quarterback. Kirk will be a great backup. Kirk is not going to get you a Super Bowl,
No,
nope,
yeah, no.
not at all.
and
I
it's really
mean,
that simple.
you can win Super Bowls without him at quarterback. You know, it's hard, but you can.
Well,
I
well,
just don't think they have the team around him to do that. You know what I mean? Like surrounding him to be that Nick
and motherfucker
Foles.
that D line too.
The D line or O line? Which one do you say?
D, D
I know. Their D tackles are not what they used to be.
are
So we're
old.
I'm gonna go next to this next game because I'm super I'm super happy because I like this kid and you guys do too. If you want to talk about hottest teams right now, the Bengals are it. They're one of the hottest teams right now going in. Bengals win, go into Foxborough to win 22-18. Very good game, by the way. Very sloppy at the end for both teams, but for Joe Burrow to me is showing every freaking week why he's a top 5 quarterback. Every single week. I mean, it helps when you have Jamar Chase and all these nice little weapons around, but not having a offensive line for last year and this year, the offensive line trying to figure out everything, it's just beautiful to watch. I really like watching them. Plus, Joe Mixon is one of my favorite running backs. Shout out to Antioch. He's a Bay Area kid. So and I like watching the Patriots lose. Shoot, I don't have
Yo,
much to say.
this is my boy's second season. I know it's his third, but obviously
Yeah,
he tore
injuries.
his ACL. Yeah. Second season. This man is scary. This boy is scary. When he came out of LSU, I did not like. I'm not saying I didn't like him. I was like, you got a lot of swag to him. I didn't know how that was going to translate to the NFL level. Man, that boy belongs. That boy belongs. Um,
I really hope he gets a Super Bowl though. I really do.
I do. He's a likable quarterback. You like how he plays, and you know what? I think your boy Aaron said it. Getting hot at the right time. Well, these boys are hot, and you don't have to be the best team in the league to win a Super Bowl.
Just gotta
You
be
just
hot
have
at the
to be
right
hot.
time.
Correct. And right now, they were the second hottest team, but after last Sunday, they're the hottest team.
Mm-mm. They're second.
Who's first?
The Niners are 8-0 in the last 8 games.
Okay, well then they were the third hottest team, and now they're
Who?
second.
So who's the other one you're talking about?
It was the Lions.
Ah, yes, yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, my Niners right now are on some shit. Like went 4-4 and then 8 straight, and it's unheard. It's
It's
not
not even.
unheard of,
It's
but
not
they're
even.
hot.
It's not even that. It's a team that we knew was gonna do something. It's had to keep fixing it.
That
Look at
that's
your division.
that's true. That is true. That is true.
Look at the QB carousel in your division.
It's
Your
bad.
week one starters are all gone. You have
It's
fucking Baker Mayfield,
who's
uh,
who's
Colt
resurging.
McCoy.
He looks good.
Yeah, but yeah, he's resurging on a team that's already out of playoff contention. Colt McCoy and who else y'all got? Oh, and Gino. Of course, my love for Gino, but you guys got Purdy.
Yeah, it's pretty
I have
good.
to step away for a second. Ketchup has been spilled.
Ooh, that's a bad stain right there. I like that
but
LaMonica jersey, by the way.
but yeah,
What happened, baby?
what's him right now? What's him
Go.
right now?
We're talking
The Bengals.
the
The Bengals.
Bengals.
The Bengals. They're a really good team. Besides, it really sucks to say what I'm about to say. Besides having no offensive line, they're a good team.
What that shows the testament of Joe Burrow as a quarterback to not have an
My
offensive
man
line,
had like 8 seconds. Had five good seconds in the pocket, bro.
bro. That's why I will take Burrow. I will take Lawrence. I will take Herbert over Allen any day of the week. Any
So
day of the
I
week.
think I think Burrow, not Burrow, Lawrence. I want to see Lawrence do it again. I still think I'm very high on Trevor Lawrence, but I
Yeah,
want to see Trevor Lawrence do it again. Right now, he's the top 10. Um, I, I
yeah.
I'm real sketchy with it just because I think he's a top 5. But confirm it for me, Trevor. Confirm you're a top 5 by doing it again next year. So anyway, that's all I have on that
All
the
right, so
Cincy pick.
we're gonna go to this next game. We got the Houston Texans beating the Houston Oilers at Nashville. Um, I don't have nothing to say about this game either. I think Derrick Henry went down or something like that, right? He went down off something. But the Tennessee Titans, I don't know. I don't know who in our group. What's up, Marley? I don't know who in our group said something about the Titans being a real team. I need to look. I'm about to start watching all of these things to find out who did it. Because someone was really high on this Tennessee Titans team, and I was like, bro, stop. Tannehill,
Not me.
not the guy. Malik
Hold on,
Willis will be
hold on.
joining. Oh, I think it was
So
Washington.
hold on, that's not what I said. That's what I. My exact words were: this was a team that was first had the top seed in the AFC last year. So don't write them off. They're not a bad team, but don't write them off. However, hey man, new year, new season, it's wrong. I was wrong. God damn it, I was wrong. All right. They were still the AFC champs. Or no, I'm sorry, the number one seed in the AFC last year. So they deserve some bit of respect. But the hell?
Listen, Houston is the first pick overall, most likely. First
Yeah,
pick
unless they
overall.
blow it.
I mean, how would
Unless they
they? Like
blow it.
they're the worst. Are they? They might be the worst. Yeah, they're the worst team. They're the worst team
Yeah,
in the
and
league
you
right
know who
now.
else? You know who else was the worst team last year that fucked it up was the Jets. They were one win away from having Trevor Lawrence.
That's true.
Them not fucking it up and not losing the last two games was different between Trevor Lawrence and Zach
Zach
Wilson.
Wilson.
So
Oh no, Trevor Lawrence and Sauce Gardner. They still got Sauce Gardner.
yeah, well they got no one who can throw the ball, so maybe Sauce
No,
Gardner
they
can
got
get on
sauce.
there.
At least
They
got
got
Chase
sauce
Daniel.
this year. They didn't
Last
get.
year,
Yo, that's what I meant. Like they got sauce. Last draft. Zach Wilson was 2 drafts ago.
yeah, that's what I mean. Whatever, 2 drafts ago.
Where y'all going? Oh. Anyways, we're gonna go to this next game because I'm excited about this. I want to. I know this is my team and whatnot, but I really want to put flowers on this Redskins team. We win 37-20. Brock Purdy, you looked very good. You didn't turn the ball over. Yeah, you got a pick, but that wasn't your fault. It was a tip drill. I don't know what he did. The thing I want to say is this: the Washington team, and Washington doesn't want to hear this. They're for real. Let them get Derek Carr and see what
I've
happens.
already said that, motherfucker.
Let them get Derek Carr. Let them get somebody of that stature, bro. You're
No,
talking. This team is run game and nasty defense. And I always called them the Wish App 49ers because they have the 49ers DNA type of stuff. They just don't have
um,
the weapons like that. What do you mean? Oh my
and
gosh!
because I listen, I'm high on the Redskins. I've been high on Redskins for a couple
Yeah,
years now. But I said Heineke was the guy. I still feel like Heineke's the guy.
he
But
got
obviously the
benched.
team, yeah, but obviously the team doesn't feel Heineke's the guy. And until you can stop your fucking quarterback carousel, you're not gonna go far. I'm not saying well, I agree with you about everything Washington. I don't let me change my I don't think Derek Carr's the answer. Um, I've been really high on Derek Carr for many years, many years,
Hey, let's
and
let's keep
I
that.
don't want to
Let's
get
keep
too.
that. Let's
No,
keep
I
that.
know. I'm not gonna say much. I'm not. I've been very high on Derek Carr. Shit, I was high on David Carr. God damn it. But I, I don't know. I don't know. But this is not Fresno State. And I will not continue this conversation anymore. I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I feel like I'm talking about your family here, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, man.
All
All I'm
right,
saying is Washington is a good team who needs a quarterback, and I
that's it.
don't know a quarterback out there right now who's the answer for Washington. That's what I'm gonna say. If there is a quarterback out there that's the answer, I don't think um I don't think the gambling city has a quarterback that's for him. In Vegas, I don't think there's a quarterback in Vegas for the Redskins. If they want,
It's an upgrade. So if they're doing pretty well, they're 7-7, bro. If they're doing pretty well with Heineke and Wentz going back and forth, Derek Carr can can
listen,
can do something there, bro.
listen, at the beginning of the season, and like I said, I don't really want to get too deep into this because I feel like I'm betraying my boy. At the beginning of the, if you remember, I thought the Raiders were going to win the
Yes.
AFC West. Y'all all looked at me crazy. And I said the Raiders. I watched what they did in the off season. You guys, it's Kansas City. It's not going to be number one. Raiders. Motherfucker, I was a Raiders fan. And then week by week, I just sat here. And then I met Mario. And I'm like, okay, he was from my Giants. I was for his, and this isn't the time right now. But it just, at some point, I had to jump ship. You know. Anyway,
Are we
to
gonna
the
talk?
game that's
Are we talking? Are we gonna talk about this right now? Is that what we're talking
no,
about right
no,
now?
no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right,
Are we
I'm
we're
doing
gonna
this
sorry.
right
sa-
now?
we're gonna save this because we have one more game
Okay, so
before
the
we go there.
40, okay, so the 49ers are showing that they're a great, solid team. The 49ers, first off, obviously the defense, but they're scary on all levels. They are scary on all levels. And I'm gonna be real with you. You guys doing this Trey Lance, Jimmy G shit. Brock Purdy was the answer. I want Brock Purdy.
Hey,
My
and,
thing
and
is
let's
Brock
talk
Purdy.
about this. Let's talk about this real quick because it's a bad. It's a. It is a problem, not a problem, but it is a dilemma. However, it's a good dilemma because
Listen,
Jimmy G's gone.
Jimmy G.
He's gone. He's leaving. Right. You have Trey Lance that you afforded so much picks
Right.
for. Then you got Mister Irrelevant, who right now is looking. So when I was talking about Purdy the other day, I was saying like, bro, he all he's doing is the Jimmy G role. That's wrong. He is doing that. However, he throws the deep ball. I was surprised to watch how he throws the deep ball, and he's so
And the thing
swaggy with it.
is, he's playing with nothing to lose because he has nothing
I
to lose.
think that
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's the case. I really think that's the
That's the most
case.
dangerous piece. If you go into it and you're like, I know next year I don't have this job, I'm gonna play like this is it for me because
Yeah.
he can go. I think he can go start somewhere.
No, he's staying.
I think he
He's
can
staying. He's staying. He gotta stay. But the only problem I have
Hey,
with him is
The thing is, like,
if you watch Washington.
if you're Brock Purdy and you know what level you're able to compete at, and you know that they're gonna give Trey Lance his job back next year, why would you stay?
Well, because he's a
You're
rookie
not,
and he has
you're not,
4 years.
you're not, yeah, I
Staying.
know, but
Okay.
like,
Go eat. I'll see you over there.
listen,
someone will try and trade for him.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Uh, Drew Bledsoe,
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
hmm Don't compare, but I see where you're going with that.
Drew
I also
Bledsoe.
more so. I think more so.
Hold
It's
on.
I look at it more so as like a RG3 Kirk Cousins type deal.
Okay.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Okay. I think that's
Because
better. I think
remember
that's way
they
better.
drafted RG Cousins and RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft.
Which was stupid.
And RG3 had that fantastic rookie year, had those injuries. They kept forcing those injuries, and then like he was never the same. And
And
then they
who
put Kirk
who is the
Cousins in, and the
coordinator?
rest was history.
Who is the coordinator?
Yeah,
Kyle
Shanahan, yeah,
Shanahan.
That's crazy, right? That's crazy that you brought that.
yeah.
That was a real good example because he was also
So,
there.
so, so the question is, did he learn from his mistakes?
We'll
Who?
see.
Kyle?
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of discussions on like the bigger, like Shannon and them were talking is do you break away and take cut losses of Trey Lance and keep Purdy if he wins you a Super Bowl or he carries you to the championship rounds? Do you keep him and take your
Oh,
loss with Lance?
Carson
Like,
Wentz.
I think what they'll do
ooh, that's
is
another good example. Wash, that was a good
what
Nick
example too.
Foles, Carson Wentz.
I think they shop him. Like if you got that, sell high because you know he's not going to start next year.
We're not gonna
Sell
get
high.
we're not gonna get the same value that we gave up for this kid too, though.
But you
The
know, but you can sell high on Purdy. You spent a
Yep.
7th round draft pick, which was the last pick in the draft. I think they could get a 3rd or 4th for him.
Yeah, no,
No,
I want to keep
Which is
him though.
which is like raised like a huge like
I want to keep him
investment
though.
in him.
What I see in Trey Lance didn't show me a lot to me. Like Mike's gonna crucify
Right.
me some way down the line, but I was high on his potential. But what I'm seeing from Brock Purdy is like, bro, he's inexpensive. The only thing that I knock on is he's short. If you watch that game, which one of my favorite D lines of this year is the Washington's D line. They got Chase Young back, and that motherfucker was killing. They're all 6'5" and up. So every time he stayed in a pocket, they swatted the ball so many times. So what they
Yeah.
always have to do is they have to play action or get him out. They have to get him out of the pocket because that's where he makes his money. He's too short to stay there. That's the only knock I have on him. That's the only knock. But I say Jimmy walks, of course. He's gonna go somewhere else. He did pretty good to get another contract.
Brock makes Jimmy expendable.
Yeah, and but now you have a fight
Where's
of
Jimmy
Trey
going?
Lance, Brock Purdy
Where's
in the
Jimmy
offseason.
going?
It's gonna be
It
Trey Lance.
Jimmy to me where I think Jimmy's going is wherever D'Amico Ryans goes. I think wherever he gets hired, he's gonna take him with him. That's my take on that. I really think Jimmy G follows D'Amico Ryans because we all know D'Amico is the top five like hottest like head coaching job hires this offseason. And I really think that wherever he goes, if they need a quarterback just for that time to draft another one like Caleb Williams coming next year, you get Jimmy G just to plug in real quick. That's where I see him. I just don't know what team. I really say it's the Broncos, but Russell Wilson is there. But
I don't
Colts,
think they're gonna rip off the band-aid like that.
Colts, Colts look like they need a quarterback. I,
I'm
I
not.
don't know. I don't know. But
Think it's gonna be there.
Jimmy G is gonna start somewhere. Houston, that's the
Yeah.
Patriots. The Patriots extension of the GM and all the people that were up there. They came to Houston. I can see him playing over there, but it depends on how the draft unravels. There's a lot of places he
Yeah.
could play at. But I have to get off this game. I have to because I love my Niners, but there's a lot of games I want to talk about, especially the one that's two from now. The Eagles go to Dallas, lose with Minshew, 34-40. I do want to go first on this because I want to say something. Joy Taylor, shout out to Joy Taylor, her beautiful ass. She said, she said this. She said, if the Eagles look good this week, that Jalen Hurts MVP votes will drop. And Minshew didn't look that bad. He really did good this game. And first of all, like I liked him when he was with the Jags. Minshew's a good backup, but it actually, what Joy Taylor said, actually, like I started thinking, it's like this team was still good with a backup quarterback. Is he actually the most valuable player? And to me, it's
I
like
think
you keep
he
it in
is.
question now.
The thing is, that I think he is because if he was the starter, they would have won that game.
Yeah, I concur. I definitely concur with that statement. I
If he
get
was
where
the
you're
starter, he would have
going.
won that
I'm
game.
not I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is, do you not question it now? Because
Yeah,
Joy Taylor had
No,
me thinking.
I don't. I don't. And because I'll tell you this win was less of the Eagles being bad and more of the Cowboys just sneaking one out. This is a game that the Cowboys should have ran away with because they didn't have Hurts,
yeah,
which is
Yeah.
crazy
I
to me. I think that the Cowboys are not as good as this is a game that showed more of who the Cowboys were than who the Eagles are
My
without Hurts.
my question is this: do you think the Cowboys defense is top five?
Yeah,
um
I think the top 10 at least, which is still great.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But
but what that's my point is, bro. Gardner Minshew almost beat that top 10 defense. That's where I'm going with this. And I'm not saying that what you're saying, you guys are saying is wrong. But what I'm saying is, Joy Taylor had me thinking now. I'm like,
so uh, what I want to put in that is this: you have a very valid point. Um, I do believe that can you sit here and hold Jalen Hurts under the same? Wow. Jalen Hurts is the guy. Blah blah blah. Whatever. From the beginning of the season, I said that team is so built you really can't lose,
yeah,
and that just really solidified that team is
Mm.
built so well
absolutely.
you cannot
and
fuck this
and
team up.
and Minshew, I look at in the same situation as Brock Purdy. He knows it's not his job, so
Yep.
he's just playing with nothing. He's a quarterback playing with nothing to lose. So
On
he's
a
gonna
really stacked team.
on a
On
yeah
a
on a
really
stacked
stacked team.
team with what's probably the best, if not a top three receiving core, with a pretty damn good running back and a pretty solid O
That
line,
that is
and
the best. The Eagles are the best team in the league right now.
like you know what I
The, the,
mean. Like you just got to like step in and like he's just playing with nothing. He's playing with nothing to lose, so he knows it's not his job. You know what I mean. So like when you get somebody like that who has started in this league and has had some success starting in the league,
I love
and
Minshew, bro. I love
yeah,
Minshew.
like I like him too. But like just don't make like all you got to do is just play aggressive, play with nothing to lose, and just hold the fort until Jalen Hurts gets back. That's it.
That's it.
the Eagles are like the 49ers. They're built so damn well. It's hard to fuck this. It's hard to fuck up. It's hard. And you say I think I'm the problem with Dallas is that
Dak. It's Dak. It's always Dak. It's always been Dak.
because Dak plays. So look, I always used to think Tony Romo was a phenomenal quarterback. I used to hate going against this motherfucker.
He's a
Dak is no
smart
Tony
man.
Romo. He's worse. Dak, Or matter of fact, you said it like Josh Allen. Dak just throws that bitch up, bro. Dak just throws that bitch up. Oh, whatever.
What the heck?
What we had you?
We had you.
Yeah,
All
we had you. I don't.
right, but when he comes back, we have to change it. We have to change it back. Why? Because this is it. We're here. Mario, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
The Oakland Raiders lose by 3 to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who is right now still fighting for uh, Mike Tomlin to not have a losing season. And they won by 3 points. And yeah, I chose your Raiders. I think I want to ask Wash when he gets back, but I didn't know the magnitude of the game. You got Franco Harris's little
Yeah.
tribute and everything. I didn't put that in perspective. If I would have known that, it would have been a different thing. But my hands are back, and the floor is yours, boss.
So the game is the game. I'm gonna get into the elephant in the room, but I gotta give you some backstory, Fred. I know I wasn't on the week one podcast, so I never really like gave my how I fell in love for football type talk or anything like that. But before I get into where we are now, I gotta talk about my personal story. All right. I'm 30. I'm 30. Okay. I've been a Raiders fan for 30 years. My father raised me as a Raiders fan. We lived in San Francisco. Um, Shout out to my dad. I love you, Moses Rosario. He listens to the podcast. He's a faithful listener for the Route Key podcast, and I'll send this to him as soon as we're done. But I grew up in San Francisco. I grew up a Raiders fan for 30 years. All right. I've met many multiple Raider players. I have many helmets all over, signed all over this room. All right. I've met players from the likes of Derek Carr, got his jersey signed. Ray Guy, Jace, I got Tatum, I got Haynes. I've met Randy Moss. I have a jersey signed from him. Jay Rice, Warren Sapp, all these players. Right. I've been to all of these. My dad would take me every summer to Napa because that's where the training camps
Yeah,
were.
it
So
was.
and whenever they would have signings, because they have like the Raider image stores all over the Bay Area, they would
Yeah,
always have signings. So I got to meet these players. Like my prized possession is my Daryl LaMonica jersey that I wore it before I was able to get it signed. I got it signed, never wore it again. Paid $500 at Michaels and got it framed, and I would never touch it again. I met Derek Carr. I've met Derek Carr like a few times. I got him to sign a jersey for me here. Um, I've been through so many lows as a Raiders fan. You know how I feel about Oakland and the people of Oakland, the city of Oakland, and so on and so forth. And if one of you guys were to go to the Oakland Coliseum now and go look at the Wall of Fame, my dad and my name are on that Wall of Fame there.
that's dope.
Okay,
I didn't know that.
still to this day, our names are on the Wall of Fame at the Oakland Coliseum. So I've I've seen the Raiders in the Super Bowl. I've seen the Raiders lose the Super Bowl. And then after the 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 Rich Gannon injury, we went into Kerry Collins,
Harry
right? And
Collins. Yep.
after that, the Raiders
Rick
were never the same.
Collins.
So
Done.
I went from 2005 to about 2012 of Jamarcus Russell, Jason Campbell,
Marquise
Bruce Gradkowski,
Tuiasosopo.
Marcus Tuiasosopo, Bruce Gradkowski,
Andrew
Terrell
Walters.
Pryor, like Andrew Walters. I can name you every single bad quarterback the Raiders had.
All right, so
Right?
before you keep going, I have to bring the Route Tree TV to my history because you know
Okay.
this. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
I grew up a 49ers fan, right? Until I saw Jerry Rice wear a Raider jersey. And I became a Raider fan. This is why I was over here naming quarterbacks because I was also a Raider fan. I didn't know you can do that in sports. Like I was like, bro, he's not wearing red and gold. He's wearing black and silver. What the fuck? My favorite player of all time. So at that time, I'll say, fuck it. I'm a Raider. I'm a Raider fan. So I start watching the Raiders more, and everyone knows me in my youth. They know me as a Raider fan, right? I joined the Niners back as soon as they fucking announced they're going to Vegas. Because if you know me, you know how diehard I am about where I'm from, the Bay Area. That is me. You know what I'm saying? If they stayed, I would have stayed. But I will never cheer for a team outside of the Bay Area ever. I still like watching the A's. I'm a diehard Giants fan. I will always watch the A's because it's a Bay Area team. That's how I always been. So you can keep going. I just wanted to make sure because when you were
No, no, no.
rambling off all these people, I can go with you because I was a Raider fan during that time.
I've been through Al Davis and the tail end of his years of just overpaying players for a long time. Oakland, the Raiders as a team was not the hot spot for anybody to go
Mm,
to. To get somebody to come to Oakland, they had to overpay for people. They had
Yep.
to overpay for Randy Moss. They had to overpay for Derek Burgess. I remember when he was there, he was one of my favorite
Ooh,
plays. They had to overpay for all of these guys who were semi past their prime.
Richard
And
Seymour, Warren
Richard
Sapp.
Seymour was another one, and I've been through like just I'm a bigger baseball fan than I'm a football fan, but I love the Raiders more than any other sports team. Like to say I love the Raiders is like an understatement. I have this team affects my emotions on a week to week basis. All right, on a week to week basis, and I love this team. I'm addicted to this team. I've missed numerous events to watch the Raiders play. Okay, I when I was stationed in Travis Air Force Base, I bought home game tickets for every Raiders game. Every home, I might as well have had season tickets, but I would buy tickets and I would just go alone to these Raiders games. I would go to by myself. You would go to these tailgates, and it would be people that didn't even know you, but the fact that you were a Raiders fan, they would just let you ingratiate with them and treat you as if they were family.
Right.
I love these people. I love these fans, and I've been through some bad times. Okay. That being said, we finally were able to semi turn it around in 2014,
Right.
right?
That
You
was
get
Carr's
Khalil
first
Mack.
playoffs.
You get Khalil Mack. Well, it was technically speaking, it was 2016, but you get Khalil. That was the year they were drafted. You get Khalil Mack in the first round, and you fall into this quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr. Okay, Derek Carr was the first successful quarterback that I can remember growing up with. Rich Gannon was like I was in the third grade, so like he was gone, and then I had like crap after crap after crap after crap, right? And I never thought of myself as a Derek Carr supporter, but to see how much he's poured his heart into this team. Granted, he hasn't always had success, and I get that. To see his love for the Raiders and to see his what he's poured into this team and to see everything he gives to this team, right? I love the guy, and like I said, I never thought of myself as a what they call now a Derek Carr apologist, but I've kind of become that over the past few days, and because I remember what it was like. You like to find a good quarterback in the NFL is not an easy task to do. Okay, the Raiders went from 2005 to 2014. That's that's almost a decade of just not being able to find a quarterback, right? And then Derek Carr and Khalil Mack made
That was a good
Oakland.
draft. That was a good draft.
Those two alone made Oakland a desirable spot for players to want to be. Okay, I've like I said, I've seen great games and I've seen bad games, and the past 9 years, the common denominator has always been Derek Carr. But as much as I was critical of Al Davis, I'm even more so critical of Mark Davis because I know what Al Davis brought to the table. The guy was a former GM. He was a former head coach. The guy knew football. Yeah, he was
Mark
outdated, but he knew football. Mark Davis is just some guy poorly running
inheriting.
his
He's
father,
in. He's
poorly,
inheriting it.
poorly running his father's franchise. Okay, and the thing that I love the most about Derek Carr, that though he may have not had the stats or what have you, is he's been able to keep that team afloat for 9 years and keep that team relevant through
Archer, give mommy
through a
charge.
poor ownership, poorly drafted players through Reggie McKenzie, poorly drafted players through
Ooh,
Mike Mayock.
That McKenzie years. I fucking hated
McKenzie,
him, bro.
Reggie McKenzie could like everybody gave Reggie McKenzie so much credit because he drafted Derek Carr and Khalil Mack in the same draft. Never had another good draft after that.
After that,
Okay,
yeah.
and the thing is, he's been the one in this constant of chaos and constant of dysfunction. Between that, you got a John Gruden with those leaked sexist, racist emails. You had fucking Henry Ruggs drunk drive kill somebody, and they still willed them into the playoffs. Right? Derek Carr, on top of that, has never had a defense ranked better than the 20th ranked defense in the 90s that he's been in. Okay. I don't know any quarterback in the NFL right now that could will their team to a Super Bowl with a below average defense like that. I don't.
That's that's
And
actually that's
I
actually a good point.
so I'm less upset about the benching of Derek Carr because I think it was time for a change of pace. As much as Derek Carr's my guy, I think it was a change of like they both needed a change of scenery. The way that what I have an issue with was how it's being handled. I have a problem with how everything's being handled. This man has quote unquote stepped away. They say it was on his own. I don't buy that. He, like for the last 2 weeks of the season, for somebody like Derek Carr who
Loves the Raiders.
who loves the Raiders, loves his team, has given so much of himself to his team, for him to not even be there, like that bothers me a lot. Like that bothers me because I know I've been I'm gonna tell you this. I've been on Bleach Report. I've been in these Facebook group chats or these Facebook Raiders chats or Facebook Raider groups fighting people for the past 2 days, fighting people because I remember what it was like before Derek Carr,
Right.
and I know what it's gonna be like after Derek Carr. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna find a guy that's gonna be able to manage through a poorly run franchise and poorly dysfunctioned franchise like Derek Carr has.
And what sucks?
Regardless of the stats,
What's
regardless of the
Devonte
stats,
Adams came there for his quarterback. That's the worst
exactly,
part.
exactly. And the thing is, I, I, I blame Josh McDaniels so much because
Yo, I was gonna get please,
I,
because he's a
I
piece of shit
think they,
too.
I
He's a
think they
piece of
broke
shit.
this man. I think
McDan-
Josh McDaniels broke Derek Carr, and I think 9 years of like coming up short and these failures and so on and so forth. I think finally he's caught up to Derek Carr, and Derek Carr is
Why?
a bit of an emotional dude, and I get it, but he deserves so much more than what this franchise is giving him right now, and it
Only
hurts
question.
me to see somebody as good as a person and as good as a leader and somebody who's captained this ship for 9 years get what he's getting right now. I think it's wrong, and I hope Derek Carr, whatever team he goes to, I hope he wins the Super Bowl with them.
I have
Because
one question.
I
I have,
hope he what's up.
this question is 100% directed towards you. I hear what you're saying about Derek Carr and everything. He sounds amazing. If you should do
They
his
won.
biography, but Um,
Chill.
but what can you say about the amount of picks, about the amount of interceptions he stole? Because that's the biggest problem for me. Is I wanted Derek Carr for years. For the last couple of years, he there was a huge rumor he was coming to the Giants. He was coming to the
Yeah.
Giants. Giants won. Giants can get him. Blah blah blah. That's one of the biggest reasons I've been so high on Derek Carr.
Yeah.
But help me understand, why is he throwing so many interceptions?
It's
And it's
uncharacteristic.
like tip drills.
I'll tell you this. It's a lot of his picks have come off of receivers' hands. Minus the pick at the end of the game. That yes, that is on him. But this season has been an uncharacteristic season for Carr. And the only difference between last season and this season is the coaching. I thought the Raiders should have kept Rick Bisaccia last year. I think they should have kept him, and I think Bisaccia and Derek Carr were both the heart and soul of this Raiders team. And this Raiders team is going to look, Vinny, and this Raiders team is going to look so much different in a bad way these next 2 weeks. I promise you. I get it, but at the end of the day, if they get another quarterback, say hypothetically, Lamar Jackson falls in the Raiders' laps for whatever reason, winning in sports, there's one cure for anything, and that's winning. And I get that. Like winning cures all in sports, and I get that. But like as of right now, there's two. Like I tell you guys this all the time. There's two types of teams in the NFL: teams that got a quarterback and teams that don't. And the teams that don't will pay whatever they want, whatever they can to get one of those quarterbacks. And the Raiders are a team that have a quarterback, but whatever's going on between Carr and McDaniels, I don't think it's all Carr's fault.
What sucks too? What sucks? Let's talk about McDaniels. Talk about McDaniels.
McDaniels has been like this is like his third coaching thing, and he's fucking trash. He wasn't good in Denver. He was with Tim Tebow. He wasn't good with he's not good in Oakland. He had one other job. What was it?
Right.
This is his third.
He was supposed to go to Indianapolis, but he turned that down.
The issue I have with McDaniels is, so I always look at it like this.
He's a Belichick coach,
like
bro.
you have a problem when you think you're the smartest guy in the room, okay? And I think McDaniels thinks he's the smartest guy in the room because he's had this success as a coordinator in New England.
You guys brought this up with the Jaguars. You brought this up with the Jaguars. He's not a head coach. He's just a coordinator. That's know your role and shut your mouth.
When you look at these top head coaches, when you look at these coaches that are having success right now, when you look at Kansas City, or you look at Jacksonville, or you look at the Giants, or you look at Detroit, or you look at these teams that are having success, these coaches are leaders. And McDaniels does not have that leadership gene. He's like a mad scientist in a way, which is cool, which is great for X's and O's sometimes. But like, if you can't lead players and you can't make adjustments in the game, that's not these guys are running the plays that you're choosing, and the issue that the Raiders have is they get ahead, right? And they stick to this formula, which is fine. But then halftime comes, the team that they're playing adjusts, and the Raiders make no adjustments to the adjustments that are being made to them. They just
That's fair. That's fair.
They stick to the plan, and they're running these plays, and they're making no changes about it. They're just sticking to what the plan is, and the plan is whatever McDaniels is putting out for that time, which is lean heavily on Josh Jacobs, which is fine. But when they start stopping Josh Jacobs, you keep leaning into Josh Jacobs, hoping that something's going to happen, and it's not.
Yeah, they fucked up this week. Motherfuckers gave me
So,
6 points on fantasy, but hey, listen,
the thing is someone has to be scapegoated. Unfortunately, and the thing is, it's Derek Carr, but it's not all his fault. It's really not.
This is the problem, though.
Not all his fault. And they can't fire McDaniels. They have
Why?
to at least stick with him. I'll tell you why. Because you got to give him another year to put his people around to see if it's him.
Did you not see what happened to the Broncos?
That was a long time. That's so long ago, though.
That was one. No, the Broncos literally. No. I'm talking about the Broncos now. The Broncos literally just fired him after hiring him.
Hackett was there last year.
No, he
Where was
wasn't. He was a coordinator for the
Oh,
Packers last year.
mm,
Yeah, they fired
yeah.
the easiest scapegoat is always going to be the head coach. Your franchise quarterback cannot. Why? Because well, for the
But
Broncos' sake,
but
he's $250 million. But
you know
for
what
the
the problem is?
Raiders, bro. Josh McDaniels got to go. He got to go.
You know what the problem is? When you go from an owner who knows football
Eh,
who an owner who
Mark
doesn't,
Davis. Yeah,
the owner who doesn't gives the head coach more power because he wants somebody who can just run it and make him look good.
and
That's what happened with
not to
that's what
change the
happened with
sport, but
that's what happened with
Jeannie
Gruden.
Buss is doing the same thing with the Lakers, who was
Think
inherited the
about it.
Lakers and can't even do it.
He hired Gruden
She
made
don't know
right,
shit. She don't know shit.
and think about how much power John Gruden had.
Yeah, a lot.
John Gruden was like the end all be all over all of it. So he gave so he gets Josh McDaniels. He gives Josh McDaniels essentially unlimited power. Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, they say, hey, you got it, you drive it. I'm just gonna watch. That's the issue. When you have Al Davis, who was the owner, the GM, and so on and so forth, he makes the decisions. So the issue goes with him, and he has overall power. You need something in between that, and they don't have that. They don't. Like
Al Davis, not
Mark
only
Davis,
what you said, he also has the connections within the roots of the NFL.
yes,
He
Mark Davis,
he has
Mark
it all.
Mark Davis is a nobody.
Yeah, he's
He's
a
a
bum
nobody.
with an ugly
He's a
bowl
nobody.
cut.
He's the poorest. He's the poorest owner in the NFL.
You heard about this,
He
right? You heard about
he
it was
doesn't
a
know what the fuck he's doing,
was it
and
the
he's giving these guys all this power who have no track record of deserving this power. He's given McDaniels and Ziegler Belichick power, and they have nowhere near the track
Belichick
record of what
statures?
Belichick has.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
have the track
absolutely.
record to warrant what this power that he's giving them.
Hey
It's
man,
crazy to me.
I have to pivot. All right. The
Sorry,
Raiders.
I'm angry.
Hey, no. I love it. I love it because, like I said, I was a Raider fan at one point in my life. You know what I mean? So I understand, and I still watch them.
I will always ride with the Raiders no matter what. But like
Yeah,
something's got to change.
I just can't cheer for a Las
And
Vegas team. You know what I mean? Like
some-
that was me.
I hope and I pray that wherever Derek Carr goes, he finds success and goes to the Super Bowl because I think he deserves that. And I think all the hard work and all the dedication he's given to the Raiders has like it's like no one gives a fuck, which is crazy to me. And I don't think like some of these fans they don't deserve Derek Carr.
Mm. I
They don't.
like it. I like it. What a way to finish up the Raiders game. We're going to this next one, and I'm happy about this because Mario, as passionate as you are right now with your Raiders, you're gonna not like me for this one. The Green Bay Packers win 26-20 against your Super Bowl Dolphins. I just keep telling you, week by week, this team. And first off, I don't even want to talk shit no more. Like all serious note, Tua Tagovailoa, football's not worth it, man. It's not worth
He's
it.
got to shut it down.
It's not worth it. You can be you can make a lot of money being a college analyst, how intelligent you are. You can do all that. Being a quarterback right now, it's not worth it for you. You have too many concussions, and to not know where this concussion came from, the last one, it's time. As a parent, if my kid had a concussion, you're done. You're freaking done. You have a life after football. Tua, I hope you talk to because as Samoans, what's our first F? Family. You use that F and you
What's the
utilize it to
second F?
know the second F is food. Samoans love food. We love food.
I'll find the video watch and I'll send it to you.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Don't. So the first time I ever met Mario too. So listen, Tua needs to go. Like as much as I like him, as much as a good quarterback, an accurate quarterback he is, his health isn't worth playing, bro. Like you
And
you
they're not protecting him. Like they're not the team is not protecting this dude. They're
Their
just
O
like when there's
line,
concussion,
their O
yeah,
line, their
they're
O
just let,
line
they're
never
just
been
letting
that good
motherfuckers go
either.
in.
Yeah,
They're just letting them go in, bro.
I have
Crazy.
nothing more to say. I just want to make sure that my fifth cousin hears me, right? Because we had dinner the other day for Thanksgiving, and
Bro, I'm trying to come down off that Raiders high, man. I'm still
but
trying to
I
come down
I
off that.
just I just want to like it's not worth it. Like football is a great sport, and I get it. Diehard Miami Dolphin fans are gonna be like, keep fighting through it. No, bro, like Tua, Tua this just in 1 year had two concussions. It's done. Call it quits. Go get a college analyst or like be like Tony Romo and get one of those jobs that will pay you still. Tom Brady already has that job before he even retired. He already secured a job as an analyst, bro. So I just need Tua to listen, move, and just understand, like, bro, health over all this, bro. I don't
Health
know.
over wealth.
It's true, but the thing is like they're not protecting this dude, bro.
Yeah,
And
at
like
all.
that's like
The
I don't
coaching
know.
too.
But the thing is like also Miami has had a bunch of issues front office wise and up top wise. Remember they had that what's his name was bringing up who was the coach that was there before? That's in Pittsburgh now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
forgot his name. I forgot his
like
name. I know what you're
like
talking about though.
I think there's some shady shit going on out in Miami, and no one's really talking about it because like this man has had 3 concussions, and what's crazy is Mike McDaniel was like they asked him when did he have a concussion when and they couldn't even pinpoint when it happened,
That's the
but they
sad
knew that it
part.
happened. They were like they
Yeah.
knew that it happened and just let it roll. Like you got to protect your players, man. And like McDaniel's a good coach. He's like he's doing his
Shanahan
thing
Bush.
there. Yeah, the bush. But anyways, like you gotta start protecting your players and like people like that like you not protecting your players talk, bro, and like they'll start noticing shit like that. You
And
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
it's not bro, it's man, it's so sad to what you just said. Like they didn't identify this concussion.
Yeah. Like if you knew he had it or like if you didn't know when he had it, you should have just took him out the game.
It's so sad. It really is sad. And
Like
and you question the right people too. That front office. Like, how the fuck do you not see this? In
yes.
in the world of concussions, after Will Smith did that movie, this is like the biggest time to be focusing on your player's health. And you don't identify the time that he had this fucking concussion. Like, come on, bro. That's why I talked. I called his mom. We talked, and I was like, bro, listen.
Call nobody, bro.
I'm just playing,
Call
man.
nobody.
Listen, but I'll tell you like this: this Packers team is. You want to talk about a hot team? There's another hot team. That's another hot team.
Oh,
The Packers.
Yeah.
yeah, yo, but I don't think they have enough juice to make it
They,
all the way in.
I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying they're a hot team right now. I'm gonna leave it at that because I want to go to this next game because you brought this quarterback up and he did pretty well. And I think with all the rumors of Matthew Stafford retiring, he might take the job right now, which is the St. Louis Rams beat the Denver Broncos 51-14, where Nathaniel Hackett loses his job after 1 year. He didn't even finish the whole year. Um, this is more for me. I look at this is a second chance. That's pretty much it. This is your last chance if you want to talk about. Speaking of a Netflix thing that you watched, Last Chance You. This is your last
Yeah.
chance, bro. This 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 is a perfect spot for him too. Although he doesn't have Cooper Cup right now, at the same time is uh what's his name? What McVay. He has a really
Sean
good
McVay.
offensive. Yeah, he has a real good offense to run, and it caters to just like I said. He's part of the Bush, right? It is not
Yeah.
a quarter. It's not a quarterback dependent offense. It's a quarterback friendly. So
Yeah.
I think he found his spot. I really. I'm not saying he's going to be really good, but I think that this second chance that he's getting with the Rams, I think this is perfect for him because McVay is a quarterback guru. He knows how to put you in the right spots. That's more to talk about that. I don't know if y'all had anything to say.
That's pretty much it. Fuck Denver. So that's really all I gotta say about that.
Yeah,
What about you,
it's
Wash?
like the same. It's like the same situation. Ryan Tannehill when Ryan Tannehill left to went to Tennessee, and he was it Frank Verbo. I don't know how to say that guy's name, but
Vrabel.
the right, yeah, the right coach in the right system, it could change absolutely everything. You
Everything.
know,
Everything.
I'm not gonna speak too much more. You said something about a game earlier. I can't remember because my signal's going in and out. But you were asking. I really wish I remember what the quarterback was. You were saying, is it I'll help you. I'll help you. I'll help you.
Is it?
About the quarterback. About the quarterback. Is it the quarterback or is it the system? I really think about the quarterback.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Yeah.
Yeah,
What the?
yeah. Really, I'm so high on Geno Smith, but you really made me think. Is it the system?
You
This
have
is
to think
the
it,
point, man.
bro. You have to think it.
I hope it's not the system.
But a lot of the players were bringing it up. You know what I mean? They brought it up. Like Sherman, he talked about it. Like, hey,
No,
Russ,
them motherfuckers that were playing when they don't like that dude at all, bro. They cannot stand Russell Wilson, bro.
they talk a lot of shit. But hey, listen, we gotta move on. I want to get these last two
All
games
right.
in before we do our quick pick'ems. I don't even want to talk about this game. It was stupid. The Buccaneers barely win against a Cardinals team with Colt McCoy at quarterback.
Up here, Morgan.
It's next.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I want to talk about this Monday night game though because I don't know about you, Mario, because you're an AFC West fan, but the Chargers beat the Colts 20-3 as expected. But I want to talk about this. Herbert is a top five quarterback to me.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
got
he is.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow,
Yep.
and then you got Justin Herbert. And to
Yep.
me, even though a lot of people don't put him in there, I'm gonna put Jalen Hurts now. But
He's in there.
Trevor Lawrence, he's coming. He's coming. But Herbert,
Nah.
a phenomenal game.
Man, you know how I feel about my man Herbert.
Yes,
I
I
can tell you
do.
this man's been Herbert. Besides his shitty ass fantasy points he gave me, Herbert is the truth, man.
He's top five quarterback to
Oh,
me. I'll tell you like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's gonna be good, and it's finally putting it together. So
I'm waiting for Washington because I know he wants to talk about this
yeah,
game.
yeah.
what?
All right, I guess he doesn't
The
want to talk
Chargers
about
game?
this game. Yeah.
No, I mean really isn't too much to talk about. Besides, Justin Herbert is exactly who we think we are. I've always been high on the Chargers. I've told you at the beginning they were my sleeper team. Injuries derailed the fuck out of them, but there's really not much I can say. I'm glad they're in the playoffs. They deserve it. They fucking deserve it. Why are all the street lights off? It's like the beginning of a fucking scary movie. They deserve it. Uh,
I have nothing.
$40 an hour.
I have nothing to say about that. I really don't care about that game.
No, yeah, I'm
But
straight.
One more
but
thing. I don't know if you guys heard. I made $40 an hour and a half door dashing. So
hey, and I'm all for. Well, hey, shout out DoorDash, making lives happen right
sponsor
now.
us, sponsor us.
So as y'all know, this is a Friday that I'm doing this. So I missed the Thursday night game, so we're gonna talk about that game. The
That's my fault.
Cowboys.
They waited for me. They waited for me
We
for Friday. I will take all blame for that.
No, but we waited because Washington really wanted to talk to you. He
I want to
really
hear about
wanted.
your Raiders. Because I didn't realize you were gonna have this much passion behind it. But you know, as the guy who was right, like I said, as the guy who from the beginning of the season was just so confident
We got
that
receipts.
Oakland was going to win the division. I'm talking about they were looking at me crazy, and I was like, I can't wait to prove y'all wrong. To meeting you obviously this season and seeing this wonderful Oakland fans who are Jaguars Giants takes, it kind of broke my heart when I
It's
saw he got
cool.
benched. and I was like, I want to hear what you had to say, and I didn't see it going that way, but I'm glad you got to speak from the heart. And
I had to. It's hard, man, because like I have like
this hat on.
in my best TO impression, man. That's my quarterback, bro.
That's funny.
you started a religion. I didn't know there was a religion behind Derek Carr fans. So now
Bro,
I know.
there is an internal war between Raiders fans, the Derek Carr haters and the Derek Carr apologists.
Oh,
And,
trust
like,
me. The 49ers are the same way with Jimmy G.
bro, we've been fighting.
Daniel
I've been fighting for the past 2 days. Fighting,
Bro,
bro.
I've been
Hey,
fighting
Joey,
for years
podcast?
with Daniel Jones, and I'm not on the
Almost
Daniel
done.
Jones
Almost done.
bandwagon.
Come on.
Even
I
though I
know.
don't think
Even
he's
so.
bad, convinced me this year he's a starting quarterback or he's a NFL quarterback. I understand that, but I really just as somebody else who has quarterback controversy and not the dumb one like San Francisco. I mean like a real we don't it hurts.
I like how you did that.
I really felt bad. I felt like you deserved it.
I take all punches. I'll take all punches. Hey, listen, we gotta talk about this Cowboys Titans game. Anyone want to talk?
I told y'all these Titans are gonna drop all these games. I told you guys.
We got receipts. We got receipts.
I told y'all the Titans are gonna be dropping these games, and I told y'all the Jaguars are gonna win the AFC South, and I still stand by it.
I never hated that take. I never hated that
yeah.
take. I never did.
Look
A
at the last
playoff
4
win?
games.
A playoff win.
Oh, I'll see you in the playoffs, Fred.
A playoff win? We'll see how the seedings go. All right, so quick pick'ems coming in hot for Week 17. Now that I chose the Cowboys to win. What about y'all?
Cowboys.
Yeah.
We're 1-0. We're 1-0.
Well, I told y'all because I told y'all the Titans are going to lose the next games.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we're going to go through this. Quick pick'ems of Week 17. Is it 17? Yeah, Week 17. Arizona Cardinals to the Falcons. I got the Falcons.
Atlanta.
The Falcons, Mario.
All right, you got the Falcons. All right, Chicago Bears at Detroit. I got Detroit. Who you got? Who you got, Mario?
For who?
The Bears going to Detroit.
Detroit.
I'm going Detroit. All right, he got Detroit too. Yep. So this next game, I know is going to happen. The Jacksonville Jaguars will beat the Texans. Texans want the first pick overall. It's too late for them to not get it. So Jacksonville playoff winners right here. This is where they make the playoffs.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right. So Washington has the Texans.
No, Jaguars.
All right. So we got Broncos. Let's ride. And Broncos. Let's lose to the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
You know what? 51 to 14. Chiefs.
Oh, I was about to say, what the hell are you're going with this? All right, we got the Dolphins to the Patriots. I got the Patriots only because the question on Tua.
I think Dolphins still win.
I'm with the Pats on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Pats. All right, so this next game, y'all better win this. Big Blue. The Indianapolis Colts go to MetLife. I'm going Big Blue. I'm going Big Blue. I'm going Big Blue. I'm going Big Blue.
Giants.
Yeah.
I'm so faithful with the Giants.
Yeah. You know what's funny is before I keep going, it's like I don't know if I was telling y'all, but there are teams that I like watching, right? I like watching their games, and the Giants are one of them. I love watching the Giants.
That's how I feel about.
And this is not kissing my friend's ass right now. This is really me being genuine. I like watching. I like watching the Giants play. They're a really good team. All right, so we got the Saints who are battling for the NFC South, going to Philly. I got Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
Philly and who?
Right now.
At Philly. All right, so we got an NFC South rivalry game. This might make or break this week. This game for the NFC South will make or break that division. The Panthers going into Tampa Bay. I got the Panthers. This is my upset.
Yeah, this is my upset too. This is my upset too. I'm taking
Keep
Carolina.
pounding. Keep pounding. All right, so big pause. All right, so we got the Cleveland Browns going into Washington. I got Washington. I love
I
Washington.
got Washington as
I
well.
love Washington, bro. I love that team. That's a really good team. All right, so what used to be the Battle of the Bay is now the Battle of Mandalay Bay. San Francisco goes to Las Vegas. No Derek Carr. 9 in a row. Give it to
Fuck
me.
it. Vegas. Let's go Raiders. Fuck it. Let's go Raiders.
That boy high off his freaking door dashing. He's
Come
high
on,
off.
bro.
He's high off DoorDash. Mario, be faithful, bro.
Wash is doing it for me. I'm going the Raiders.
Yeah, all right. So
I don't feel in the slightest
It's
happy
not-
about saying that.
listen,
I
what's his name? Stidham. What's your quarterback right now? Stidham.
Stidham.
Hey,
Yeah.
was he in New England? He was the backup in New England, wasn't he?
That's a good point. I think he was. And if he is, that's a Josh Allen guy.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels.
Oh, I said Josh Allen. Josh McDaniels.
That Bill Bellamy, bro. You're good.
All right, so where the heck? Mariners will win. Yeah, are they? Right. We got the Jets going to the Seahawks, and this is a really good game. But I got the Seahawks, even though I don't need them to win. I know Washington's going Jets because they don't. They don't need.
I don't need
Mike
him.
White plays, the Jets will win.
But Washington needs Seahawks to not win because that helps.
I do, but I think we have a lock. I have faith. We're gonna lock it up this week. So I'm gonna go with my heart. I think the Jets will win it.
All right.
No, I mean, I think the Jets will win it.
The take that Mario had on them is accurate as hell. Listen, they have a top 5 defense over there, right? They're a quarterback away. They're a quarterback away.
And I know just the guy to take him to the promised land.
Far, baby. Far, baby. All right, so we're going to this next. So we're going. You got to understand when it comes to these last couple weeks, you are facing a lot of your divisional players. So the Packers are hosting the Vikings. I'm taking the hottest team. Not the hottest, but the hot team right now. The Packers. Packers go 8-8 and beat the Vikings. Because the Vikings should have lost last week. They're gonna lose this week.
Great. However, I'm going Minnesota.
Against see, the thing is, like, the further away I get from 1 o'clock, the less comfortable I feel picking the Vikings. I'm going Green Bay.
All right, good. All right.
It's the Cousins rule, bro. I'm gonna take Green Bay.
All right. Battle of LA. We got the Chargers hosting the Rams. I got the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert, bro. I really love his game. That quarterback is so beautiful to watch, bro. Every time I watch him like play, what a beautiful chocolate man.
I got Herbert, bro. You know I'm
Bro.
Herbert.
Herbert, bro, I love watching him play, bro. That one play, I don't know what team it was, where he had a defender try to swipe and he tucked it without even looking. That ingrains in my head right now to know that this guy's great. He's gonna get a ring. He's gonna get a ring.
Philip
I'm get
Rivers should have got a ring. I don't make those claims.
I'm saying Herbert is that guy. He's him. He's him.
Chargers will
Don't make
Chargers will never get a ring.
I
don't
don't
make
know.
the
I don't know if the Chargers is where he's gonna be when they win it. I just know he's
The,
gonna
Char-
get a ring.
the Chargers will never win a Super Bowl.
No, but what I'm saying is Justin Herbert will get a ring. I'm putting it out
yeah.
there.
Hopefully, he goes to Vegas. That'd be fine.
All right, so we're going to this next game, and I'm only going for this because I am a Mike Tomlin fan. The Steelers at
Same.
Baltimore. I want him to not have a non-losing season, so I'm going with him. I'm going with the Steelers. I want Mike Tomlin to never have a losing season as a head coach.
I'm such a firm Mike Tomlin fan. Like I love Mike Tomlin. I'm taking the Steelers.
I'm a
I love
fan
Mike
too.
Tomlin.
I'm a fan.
Baltimore. I hear
Mike Tomlin, that's just a real ass dude, bro. I like
he
Mike
is.
Tomlin.
He is.
What?
You're actually right.
Baltimore.
You're right.
Lamar ain't even playing.
Do,
All right, so our last game before I call it quits because my Popeyes is here and I'm hungry. The Buffalo Bills, Cincy. I got Joe Cool. Joe Cool. Joe Cool. Say it. Joe Cool.
Look, I've soured on Buffalo actually because I will be taking Cincinnati, and I also think there's only one team that can beat the Chiefs, and that is Cincinnati. I'm taking the Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah.
So we got the Bengals all the way around, right?
Yeah.
All right. This is it. Hey, I love this podcast, bro. I'm telling you. Just having my boys over here door dashing. I have a Raider fan simping right now.
Okay. Look,
I
man,
lo-
I'm in my feels. I feel some type of way so bad, man.
as you
And
sh-
like I
as
said,
you should
like
as
the
you
thing
should.
is, like I tell you, it's not about the benching. It has nothing to do with them swapping quarterbacks. I think they both need to get away from each other. I think the Raiders and I think
It's a
everything runs
well-deserved divorce.
everything runs its course. You know what I mean? Things runs its course, and I think you got all you could get out of each other between the Raiders and Derek Carr, which is fine. I am upset about how they handled it or how it's
Yeah,
being handled.
it's not professional
Like
at all. I get it.
it's like as somebody who's a fan of this team, like they're just mistreat like the way they're handling somebody who's literally day in and day out giving them everything. That's what bothers me. And I
Listen,
get it. It's a business. You got to take emotion out of it. I get it. But for me, it bothers me. Like
this
it
is
bothers me.
Washington's first time hearing this about how I used to be a Raider fan, and
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm really not. I used to be a Raider fan. I
I'm
loved.
on Mike's side now. Fake ass 49ers. No, I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
call me what you want. But like I told Mario, like I told shout out to Goot and Kyle. I chose to be a Niner fan again when they chose to leave the Bay Area. I am and Mario knows how faithful I am to my area. The Bay Area, I dragged that through the army all day, every day. And you look at these teams. Look at these teams. Bay Area. I have A's stuff right here on this side. I just don't display it because I'm a diehard Giants fan. But the issue with me, before you go, was they chose to leave the Bay Area. And I get we talked about this, Mario. We talked about why. And that's why the A's are leaving. But
Yep.
my loyalty is too strong for the Bay Area over my teams. If you leave the Bay Area, I leave you.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
For me, like the issue is I've been so committed to this team, and I've ridden so
I
thing is,
have
like,
to.
for me, I've ridden so many lows and so many highs with this team. It's like it's hard for me. Like I understand, like, you know how I feel about the city of Oakland, and you know how I feel about the people of
Yes,
Oakland.
absolutely.
You
The
know
town.
how I feel, like, you know how I feel about Oakland, and it's hard for me to just abandon ship. For me, like, yes, I like the
Dad,
people of Oakland, but
hurry
like
up.
I
I
don't
want
live
to
in the
watch
Bay
West
Area
Ring.
anymore. So I look at it, you know what I
Almost.
mean? But it's so hard for
No.
me to just like
I can't. My hands
just
are wet.
I can't throw away 30 years like it
Uncle, try my
just
hands.
didn't matter. You know
Now
what I
high
mean?
five. Now
It's
high
hard for me
five.
to do. I can't. I'm very like
What's
set in
up?
my ways.
Invested. It's invested.
I am. Bro, look at this, bro. Like, look at this shit. All right, man. I'm gonna get up and show you now. These are all signed. These are all signed by players. Fucking up here. These are all signed by players, bro.
Mario,
Like, yeah.
Mario, get your podcast fixed. We need to
Look,
see this. We need to see
look.
this displayed.
This signed. Dave Casper
Casper,
signed, right? Hold
we
on.
need you
Dave
to
Casper,
display this.
Dave Casper signed. Ray Guy signed, right? Fucking all of these are all signed, bro. Fucking
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Fred Biletnikoff signed. Like, I've committed so much to this team that it's my first photo with my son that I have framed is of me in the damn Raider jersey, dog. Like, I've committed so much to this team. It's
I
bro,
love
look,
it. I love
I
it. I
got
love
so
it,
many.
bro.
This is my team, bro.
I love
I've
it.
given so much
But
to
what I
this
need you to do,
fandom.
what I need you to do is make sure that it's displayed during this podcast.
Well, things that getting them
Find a
framed,
way, bro.
getting them framed is expensive.
I don't care about the framing part. What you just showed me is legendary. I just need you to show it, bro. Like you have so
Hey,
much
bro.
greatness with
Bro,
signatures, bro.
like
I need you to show it.
I have helmets from Daryl LaMonica signed. I have helmets from Randy Moss signed. I've had helmets from Jerry Rice signed.
And
Like
the podcast needs to see it. They need to see it, bro.
so much, bro. It's hard for me to just jump ship like that.
Watch
It's so
them.
hard.
Watch. Ty, what you mad about? He got paper plates. He a lazy ass motherfucker. That motherfucker don't wash dishes.
I mean, that's smart. That's
It,
smart.
it is smart. Hey, but listen, I gotta go. I have Popeyes waiting on me right now. The blackened chicken sandwich I haven't tried. I'm about to try it.
Fire right now.
Like, comment, and subscribe to the Subtleflex podcast, to the Roundtree TV, to anything that we do. The Figure 4 show. I cannot wait, Mario. The Royal Rumble's coming. I cannot
I'll
wait.
be there.
You ready?
Yes,
I'll be
sir.
there.
John Cena's back.
John Cena's back. Look, Washington, you
That's
can
all.
see me.
You can't see
Yeah.
me. Whoa,
Goodbye,
let's
everybody.
watch the show right
Goodbye.
now. Oh, my leg's gonna beat
Hey,
it.
shout out to the Roundtree TV. Thank you guys for following.